Hello, this is Tina Anshar with Twin Flame Consciousness for Twins in 3D Union. And I had put out a piece talking about the calling for all Twin Flames 1 through 3. Inner Divine questioned, how do you know if you're 1 through 3 or if you were 4 through 7, which I thought was a good question, and I said that I would channel that and then find out if that was a collective question or if that was a question specifically to this person. So what I got from that was a question specific to this person. So I'm going to start today's reading off with Inner Divine's questioning around that. But I'm also going to do the Male Divine and the Calling of All Twins, because that was going to be the second piece of this. So if you would like to skip past Inner Divine's question, then I will try to timestamp that as soon as I get into this. Now, generally, I try to lay down cards beforehand because I don't want to do the whole shuffling thing and wasting people's times. But for the Inner Divine, the feeling that I get is that they not only do they need the answer to this question, but they need to see that it came clean. So, and what I mean by clean is that you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing and how I'm doing this. So, Inner Divine, who has been separated since April, and I believe it was 12/14, met their twin. And twin is exactly what it is, so if you need confirmation on that, that is correct. You are a twin. Let's see. And what I'm getting right now is that you're definitely part of the 1 through 3. You already knew this, but the separation that you're having right now since April is, again, making you go back to that same feeling of, are you crazy? Do you, is what you're thinking correct? The feeling that I'm getting is that this is more than just April. Something happened also last year, maybe last summer, probably even around the same time, where there was a small, quick separation that made you think that. Let's see, Inner Divine. All right, I'm asking my spirit guides, my angels, to come to me to give a true, clean reading for the Inner Divine. Casting a perfect circle around us. My ego being outside of the circle. Coming with compassion, empathy, coming from a place of love. Looking for the union of spirit. What is it that the Inner Divine knows? What is it that the Inner Divine doesn't know? And what is it that Inner Divine doesn't know that they actually know? What is it that Inner Divine knows? And I'm using the Lotus Tarot, and I don't use reverse with the Lotus. The Emperor. So you've been hearing a lot around Emperor and Empress lately. That seems to be the calling card for you. So you already know this. You know that he is absolutely your divine masculine, or I wouldn't say he, because I don't even know if Inner Divine is male or female. But as we all know, that's neither here nor there. I just seems, again, to me, a lot of wasted time to have to explain that to anybody. But so we know that the person of, here, let me move that light a little bit here. here so that we can, there we go. That's a lot better for us all. And I'm sorry, you guys, I have a broken foot, so I'm not able to do a whole lot of movement to keep things exactly right and straight for everybody there. So, okay, so your Emperor is what that is. You know that your divine masculine is exactly who he is. This is the final purge. You are definitely a 1 through 3. That's why you're on the final purge. And our new collectives coming in don't get that chance of having all of these different karmic things worked out. They came in at the end because they had smaller amounts of karmic stuff to work out, not necessarily with each other, but their own separate things. But things are going very rapid. So yes, being in separation since April, knowing that your divine masculine is exactly who they are, has taught you the lesson of that healthy unattachment, being able to love somebody even from a distance, being able to accept no matter what happens, knowing that even if you never saw them again today in 3D, that from every realm forward and every realm behind you, if we're going to look at a linear time range, there is no such thing as separation. And so that is where the healthy unattachment or detachment, the unconditional love comes in, is the understanding that there is no such thing as separation, and separation is a ego 3D lie that we have been taught in order to keep us locked down. And that's the whole point of keeping us at a lower energy vibration. And so I would have to say, Inner Divine, that it is time for you to stand up, maybe start doing your own readings, maybe start your own channel, maybe start going out and talking to people. But when you recognize another set of twin flames that are young, you need to really work hard at showing them how to raise their vibratory energy around the fact that they are absolutely never in separation. And separation is the main goal of the ego. Like, the ego will do everything. It will kick you, it will knock you down, it will choke you out, and then it will like throw you a party and just to keep you around, like, I'm your best friend though, and this is how you get your love. And these are all the things that have been fed to us to keep us at a lower energy base. So the question was, how do you know if you're a 1 through 3? Because you've already gone through the whole bubble love, the whole chaser runner. Chances are you didn't even know what a twin flame was until you went through the chaser runner and you started kind of looking on the internet on how to get over something and stumbled upon the situation. I know that's exactly what happened to me. And I'm really trying to keep my ego out of this. Like, we had the prayer here in the beginning to push my ego to the side. So when I'm saying that, I guess that is a collective answer for that. The next question is what is it that you don't know? And the Hanged Man there. Let's see, and I'm really trying to, there we go. The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is really around, even though your 3D body self, you might feel like your body's tied up, that you're literally hanging from your feet. Your hands are tied, your feet are tied, but your mind is always constantly going. Your soul, your spirit's constantly going. What you don't know is that you are actually in the 4th dimension already. You've already risen from the 3 to the 4. And for whatever reason, there's a blockage there trying to have that understanding if that's where you're actually at right now. You're questioning yourself. And there's not even anybody else around you questioning, because anybody that you talk to about this at this point no longer are trying to like make you look like you're crazy. People are starting to hear you. So what you don't know is that you've already made it from the 3 to the 4. We're already shifting up into the 5. So you are already in a space that you are absolutely essential to this process right now, that you've already put in the work, and that everything that you've done is absolutely necessary. So that's what it is that you don't know. The question next would be, what is it that you know that you don't know, which is like, seems to be the theme of what I've been getting lately. So what is it that you're not looking at? The Six of Swords, the journey. Being in separation right now, and it's not even a true separation. This right here is just the final purge. This is the last of trying to get out what everybody needs to do on their own separate spaces. But for you, it really feels like you're forgetting the entire journey that you've been on, that your head's too low, that you can't see, that you feel like you've done everything that you could, and that somebody else is just kind of pushing the boat back here. And that's not the truth. There's a journey that you're going on. The person pushing the boat back here is absolutely your divine. So then you're all there. Everybody's there, and we all have a whole new earth that we're going to right now. So really, at this point, it's just time to. Let me see if I can move this just a little bit more. Maybe that could be a little bit more. Maybe this way. There we go. Push that back. There we go. Is that this isn't like a fairy tale, like where you have to like constantly look for an outside savior, an outside. You don't have to consciously look for consistent outside synchronicities anymore to show you. You've already been on this journey. It's time to start pointing out these synchronicities to other twin flames that are younger, that are newer to the situation. I hate to say the word younger. What am I getting right now? There is a lot of, because they might be going through the rapid ascension because they might be older souls. They're just younger at the process in this 3D that we're not even in anymore. We're like literally in 4D at this point, and you've already been in 4D for quite some time. So now it's time to bring them forward with you. It's time to bring them forward with you. So I had an idea of what these next two cards were going to be, but that's not what I'm getting right now. What I'm getting right now is that you really need to understand, or you really need to hear one more time, what is it that your divine counterpart is thinking about you? We'll go with that. The Knight of Wands. Isn't that great and amazing? You know, and for me, personally, for Twin Flames, Wands is the fire sign. That is the Twin Flame sign. Now, that's not the King of Wands. The King of Wands means that he's already there, standing steadfast in what it is that he needs to do. The Knight of Wands means that he's already steadfast in what he needs to do. But he had to go back for a little bit more. So he's coming back triumphant. He's coming back to be crowned the king. So really, you know, and we already know that he's your emperor and that you're the empress. And this is not the first time you're hearing this. This is something that seems to be a theme that you've been hearing. We already know that this is on a level that both of you guys have both acknowledged. This is a conversation that is not new. It's not like, oh, by the way, hey, Twin Flames. You guys actually know this. You guys have already gone through a lot of the journey together, okay? So it's really going to be more around patience at this point. He's on his way back. He's on his way back. He's coming home with victory. There's nothing to be forgiven. He wasn't out there doing anything outside of your imagination that could be detrimental to your detrimental to your situation at this point. So, you know, was he with a karmic partner? Was he cheating on you? Was he out there doing something that was not spiritual? No. He might have been hanging out with a lot of people, or a group of people, or a set of people, or even in a situation that might not have been healthy in a 3D realm, but in 4D, he was able to keep himself about him, and know that he's not going to like start a whole new karmic situation when you guys had already gone through the journey. What is the time frame? Right here, King of Swords. If you're willing to bring back that Knight of Wands and welcome him home, he's ready to sit into the throne immediately, right now. And he will fight for everything that you guys have. So, and what I mean by fight for everything that you guys have, that means on a spiritual level. Like, I will literally stand up, admit that absolutely we are twin flames. Absolutely we have soul purposes. Absolutely we have a life mission together. And so Yeah, April. And there's nothing that you need to do. You don't need to reach out and make contact. There's nothing that you need to do to have this happen any quicker or any in different kind of ways. This is something that is already in the works. Just be ready to receive. And once you do receive, be ready to turn around and give back, because our twin flames 4 through 7 are really having a hard time right now navigating this 4D. Even though you might not see the journey of being in 4D because it was so gradual, for these newer sets, it is happening so fast that it's evident. And pretty soon the whole entire planet's getting ready to do that, and that's when we all need to be able to be together to do this. And so your job is to help the 1 through 3's job and your job, Divine, is to be able to help the 4 through 7 come through a rapid, and their memory space is going to be able to help hold the container on the inner circle to help the rest of the planet that's just going to have a rapid boom, just like that. You know, October is what I'm feeling with that. I'm thinking that all of the twin flames should be in union by August, and we're all doing our work at that point. And at this point, we should all be collectively connecting with each other more than just being on a 5D, more than just being able, like, we should all be able to, like, actually be corresponding with each other and coming together and saying, hey, this is what I got, this is what you got, this is what we got, this is what we're going to do. So it's time for us to come together, because it's all fun and games to sit around and talk about being a twin flame, and it's all fun and games to sit around and talk about being spiritually elevated, and it's all fun and games to talk about being risen from 3D to 4D to 5D, but if you're not applying it, then where are you at? So it's just time to apply it. So I hope that that's helpful for you. And if the collective heard that, then hey, that's great and amazing too. So now we're going to move on to what the, because yesterday I did the, or was it yesterday? I think it was that I did the divine female. Today we're going to do the divine male as a collective. And then we're going to do the calling for all twin flames. And I know that it might seem like a lot of my readings are kind of short and to the point. That's because there's a lot of readings out there on twin flames. Oh no, let's see. Oh, right here. There's a lot of readings out there on the twin flames right now that really go for, like, okay, this is what's going to happen with union, and this is how he's feeling about you, and this is what's going on, and this is what he needs to work on. And a lot of that stuff I think that you guys can get from there. From here, I'm talking about twins that are already in their union. The union has already been recognized, and it's time to get up, stand up, and do the job. So that's why I'm not so thorough, I guess, in my explaining of everything, because there's a lot of that out there already. You can go and get that. This is when you've already done the work. You already know where you're at. There's been a few setbacks, and there needs to be a little bit of confirmation here and there, or there needs to be some communication amongst us all as a group. So I'm sorry for some of you guys who get to my readings and you're like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what she's talking about. But then there's going to be a whole nother set of that are going to resonate with this. So, like, you know, who reads for a reader? You know, it has to be another reader of equal energy wavelength or higher. And it's not that one's better or worse. It's just that it's just energy level. Everything vibrates. It's a vibration level. And being a twin flame, you should already know that. So right now, that's what I'm working with, is on the vibration level of readers who already understand where they're at, what they've done, twin flames that are already working on their life missions, and what comes next. So our divine male. Spirit, what is it that we need to know about our divine male? King of Swords. I think we just had that. They're ready to come home, stand, fight for what they know. They're ready to stand up and say, yep, this is exactly right. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Witches Tarot deck for the divine male. That's what I generally go with. And that, let's see, what is it? Ellen Cannon Reed. Mm-hmm. All right, can I get at least one more, please? And I do read reverse on these, just so you know. I will absolutely take my time and my space. Jumped right out at me. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I think we got the same kind of, oh yeah, we absolutely. That's funny and great. Okay, you can't make this shit up. First thing we got was the King of Swords. And when we were talking to the Divine, there we go. You know, our Divine Masculines are ready to stand up and fight. They're ready to fight for what we believe in. You know, the Feminine, you know, really kind of kicks this off in the spiritual realm, where the Divine Masculine really kicks it off in the action realm. And so the Divine Masculine is ready to stand up and say, yes, everything that the Divine Feminine has been looking for, seeing, all of that's going on. We have been on this journey with them. We are completely aware of it. We are speaking the same language. There's no, it's not like, oh, well, you know, he's just doing this, but he's not using the word twin flames. No, they're using the word twin flames. They're using the spiritual principles that have been set forth. They're ready to go. They're ready to go for that. And you know why they're ready to do that? I don't know. Because the Queen of Swords have been doing it. And now traditionally for me, it's the Queen of Wands, or the King and Queen of Wands that are the that are absolutely the twin flame. But we're past that already. We've passed the words twin flame. We've passed the words soulmate. It is to the point now that and it is about the vibratory forces that are around us. It's about raising the vibratory energy for the collective. And we are going to have this is going to be a fight, because there's a lot of vibratory forces out there that are going to try to go against the situation. And it's going to take all of us twin flames or soulmates, or whatever word you want to use for that, whatever label you feel like using to say that, hey, this is what's going on. Now, the one thing that I want to show you is, and if you watch my last reading, you'll also see in the last one when the Princess of Wands was handing over her staff and the fire behind there. You know, let's see if we can see. There it is, right there. We have our flames still here. There they are, right there. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. And if that right there is not a pair equal to each other, then I don't know what is. Now, what's interesting for me in this particular set is that if you look at the King of Swords here, and you look at the Queen of Swords, one of the major differences that set out for me is night and day. Even the race is different, from black to white, from night to day, from summer to winter, from, you know, all of these different things. But together, none of that matters. None of it matters. All of that stuff is an illusion and part of a separation. So it's showing that you can be two of two, completely and totally different in lifestyles, how you're raised, all of that good stuff. But if you guys can come together in that space right there, we have the Ten of Pentacles. That is the everything. That is the home, the relationship, the family. But you notice that they're outside of the castle. Even though they're the king and queens, they're outside of the castle. They're walking amongst everybody, because it's everybody that's going to be a part of this. If we don't take everybody with us, then none of us get to go. And the male collective has this understanding. And with all that being said, the Princess of Pentacles, same thing as it was yesterday in the Divine Feminine. Pass the torch over. Gosh, that light is really bright, isn't it? Let's see if I can even just a little bit more move it. Let's see, there we go. is at the end of the day, he's ready to receive. Ladies, we've done our job. We've held it down, and they're ready to receive from us. So we have to allow them to receive it, though. And I think, I want to pull a clarifier on this because, I'm really getting the feeling that us women, or us, the divine feminine, whether that's men, women, whatever the energy is for you guys. I'm sorry that I'm a little harsh on that. It's just like, I'm from America. I speak a certain language. Rojo manzana, red apple. Okay, so just please bear with me with my language and don't hold that against me. But the divine feminine and the divine masculine, what I'm really getting right now is that the divine feminine has been holding the torch for so long that that she's having a hard time letting go of it. So what's the risk? What's the risk of the divine feminine allowing the divine male or the divine masculine to go ahead and take the torch and show off the king that he is? Past hurts, past all of that, coming from a place of forgiveness, coming from a place of love, coming from a place of compassion, coming from a place of empathy. What is the union spirit? What is the divine feminine afraid of that's going to happen if she actually acknowledges that he acknowledges to pass the torch? I think we got this one yesterday too. So in the traditional tarot, this one right here would be considered the devil. And in the traditional tarot with the devil, that's being bound, chained up, and being held by emotional, physical, spiritual, sexual needs. That's not the same in the Witch's Tarot, though. In the Witch's Tarot, the horned one is saying, "Hey, be free and go." So I'm really getting the sense here that the devil from the traditional, the being held down in all those ways, it's hard to believe that once you unlock the chain, the keys are off the freaking ankles, you're free to go. Kind of standing there going, okay, I can't believe that I'm free to go. And the hard one's saying, go, run, you're free, you've done the work, you've put it in. So the thing that's holding back right now for the divine feminine, because we're talking here right now, the divine masculine collective, they're saying, you know what, allow us to do what we say we're going to do. I know that there's been past hurts. I know that there's been past stuff, but you're on this journey with me. You already know that we chose this together. We've already worked out our karmic situations. You already know. So now allow it to happen. Okay, is there anything more? Do I need any more clarifiers on this? Nope, I think I'm going to leave that right there. Just as it is. That's the divine male. He's saying, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight for my queen, regardless of our differences. We can have all of that happiness, but we're going to be standing outside of the castle if we don't take everybody with us. Everybody's involved. Pass the torch. Pass it over. Because I really can take care of things. You really are free. You're not bound to anything. This is a choice that we made together. Okay. So what is the exact calling? What is it that they're asking for? What's the exact calling? Okay, so this time I'm going to use the Oracle of the Dakini. This is from the universe, from the spiritual realm, calling all twins. What is it that we need to know? What is the exact calling? What is it that you're looking for? Okay. This is going to be a much longer reading. Okay, I'm really going to have to take time with this one and explain a lot. I understand. Okay. All right. As a whole, as a collective, every single spirit guide out there on the collective for this, every single angel and guidance. As this is being done, there is not one ego in the collective that's going to penetrate this reading. It's going to take a little bit of time. And that's why I had to hurry up and go through. For Divine, just to put it out there, if there's more that you need to know about, feel free to get a hold of me and we can do personal readings. That is for Divine only. For everybody else, you're going to have to be able to get a hold of me. I'm not taking personal readings until probably the beginning of July. I'm really booked right now. On this channel, I don't even think I have my information out on this channel yet. I'll work on that, but you can definitely leave comments in the bottom, and I can come back. I'm fairly new to doing the YouTube thing. So I'm just going to put this out as raw as I can, and if anybody has any questions or they want personal readings, go ahead and put it in the comment box, and just know that I'm not getting to anybody until July, except for Divine, who the universe said go ahead and that's the one that you need to work with for right now. Okay. Calling all twin flames. What does that mean? Calling all twin flames. What does that mean? Okay. I will be doing reverse. And I hardly ever do the reverse in the Dakini Oracle. So, Earthbound 21 reversed. It's time to move the planet, period. Ascension is on. We are earthbound. We are 3D bound. We're living in the 4D now on Earth, but it's time to move the Earth forward because we have to do this, and we have to do it in 5D. With that being said, and you know, like I said, I don't do reverse in the Dakini Oracle, but I'm being told to do it, so I will tell you what it means in the I guess right side up. Let's see, I've done that in a minute. Let's see. Earthbound, the meaning of existence, development, completion of a cycle, action as the result of choice, free will. And we all know that free will has got us where we're at in the first place. That's why it's reversed. Is that our free will gave us the false ego hope or idea that we were in control of something. And the only thing that we were in control of was separation and thinking that we were not a part of everything. And we are a part of everything. There is no free will. We are all one. How could you be one and free-willed at the same time? You can't. And why would you fight losing your free will when all that your free will did was bring misery and death and bloodshed and pollution and families that are separated and people starving, when this planet should be able to provide all of the resources that everybody needs all of the time. Well, that's because we have two choices. We have love and we have fear. Love would bring, hey, abundance, happiness, everybody gets something. Fear is there's not enough for everybody. Free will, I'll get mine, but I'll leave you behind. So the first card in calling all of the collective is we're already in 4D. We're moving into 5D. It's time to let this go. Oh, my heart just hurts. Like I feel like crying right now because it's just, when I feel that separation, that free will, it's painful. I don't want that pain anymore. Oh, the cosmic carrot. This is the twin flame. You've heard the dangling the carrot before the horse to get the horse to go. Cosmically, the universe has said, hey, we'll show you what unconditional love can bring you. That's where twin flames come in. It's not about the fairy tale Romeo and Juliet or, you know, Greece, what we were raised with. This is what unconditional love is about. This is that bubble love. We could all live in that. And look at that, all of our chakra systems. We just have to go on the inside. What we're looking for is not on the outside, but we'll give it to you on the outside. We'll show you through twin flames. We'll show you what that's about. Recognize it and share that. 33, eternal life. And this was eternal life reversed. And like I said, I don't generally do reversed, so I'm going to read to you what the actual meaning is, so that you have an understanding of what the reversal of it is, because there is no reversal in the Dakini. But I'm being told that this time around, there's more that needs to be told, which is so crazy, because really the Dakini deck is such a cosmic universal deck that it shouldn't have to like go by two meanings to let a person know what's going on here. So the astral light, spiritual fulfillment of a high order, the head center, illumination, mystic revelations, part of fire, the beginning of all. This is being reversed right now because you're being called. People are preaching this. They're talking about this. They're even living in this vibratory space. But are they ready to hold hands and to collectively not just have that conversation? Or actually it goes like this. Not just have that heart-to-heart or spirit conversation with their twin, not being able to just only be able to communicate with them telepathically, but to literally tap in and get together collectively with the whole. Are we going to be able to do that? Cutting through. 49 is the next one. Cutting through. Are we going to be able to do that? Are we going to be able to cut through? And you know, cutting through is actually quite the question, because we are living our truths right now. We are absolutely trying to practice and follow through with what it is that we know. We have the telepathic communication with our twins. We've learned how to communicate with them in the 5D. Are we going to be able to communicate with each other in the 5D? Are we going to be able to cut through? The resolution of the path of the self, decisive actions in all areas, practicality, real action related to destiny, sign, water. Like, you can't make this up. If you cannot hear what the universe is saying to you, you know, we are earthbound right now, and we got to get out of that. We got to get off of this. They've shown us with the cosmic carrot what it is that we could have. They're saying that this is beyond, this is eternal. This isn't before or after. This is stuff that we've already known. This is our Akashic records. This is in our DNA. Are we going to be able to cut through and actually live this life, show what it is that we're doing and what we're living for the collective, for the whole? Not show by living, because we're already doing that. Are we going to be able to have that same 5D communication with each other as a whole? The tree spirit. Look at that. That's the tree of life right there. Absolutely. We have no choice. We have to. You see that? The whole trunk of the tree is the God. Each branch is our differences. Each leaf is us as a person. Like, these are all things that we know. These are all things that we know. 23 upside down, though. And this is Maya. How she spins. How she spins. Collectively, we are still only concerned about our twin flame relationships and not understanding that it's going to take all of these relationships to make one. It's time to come out of your own twin flame relationship, grab onto the collective as a whole. It's time, because otherwise we're going to go kicking and screaming. And, you know, I think I really want to read that one out loud, because I just need you guys to understand that you just can't make this shit up, okay? 23. The transcendent nature of all things, the great illusion, the control of fate, the possible emotional threat. It's one thing that we understand that we're twin flames. It's one thing to understand that we're in union. It's one thing to understand that some of us are not in union and want to get to union, but that is not the point of the twin flame relationship. It is not for the weak, and it's not a romantic, fun, earthly game. It's an energy. It's a vibratory force that we all need to get together. And in your being calls right now, they're saying right now is the time. Right now is the time. This is a reading not for just anybody who thinks that they might be a twin flame and what's going on with their twin flame and where's their twin flame at. And this is not a reading for that. This is a reading for those that are already in union and they're in a conscious union and they have an understanding that this is more than just a relationship work. This is the inner work. This is doing the inner journey. This is the finding the God within, the creator within. This is coming together as a collective to raise the planet as a whole in our vibratory forces so that we can ascend. And it's going to be very painful for a lot of people. And there's a lot of light workers out there that are not twin flames right now, that are healers, that are messengers, that, you know, there's a lot of light workers out that are going to need our support. That's what us twins do. We hold on together, and we hold the container so that the middle of the container can rise through. So yeah, the twin flame romance part of it, that's the carrot. It shows you what unconditional love is. But at the end of the day, we're all going to have unconditional love, and it's going to be with everybody. We're all connected. Centering the present. All this out here, twin flames, all of this right here, light workers, healers, energy cleansers, vibration, so that we can multi-dimensionally bring forth. This isn't a game. We got to get on top of this. This isn't for the weak. And the universe is calling all twin flames 1 through 3. It's time to get up. Because come August, everybody 1 through 7, again, we're going to have to collectively get up. And you know how, like, you know, you hear about, like, people in New York in the subway, all of a sudden, like, they call at one time that they're all going to go downtown at one time, and at this certain time, they're all just going to stop and move, or, you know, stop moving and be in a certain pose. It's going to kind of be like that. Like, we're all getting called to where at some point, after August, probably here in October, we're going to all be called at one. As the planet as a whole, we're all going to have to stop what we're doing and consciously raise the vibration. And our 4 through 7s are going to have to be ready for that. so much quicker than what the 1 through 3s were. 58, the Chameleon. You know, this card keeps coming up for me. It comes up for me a lot. And it was reversed, which makes it even a little bit difficult for me. It's come up for me for a lot. I keep thinking that I understand what that means, and I'm not even sure that I have the understanding of what that means. I know what it means to me on the surface in a 3D. I'm getting that there's going to be more to this. So I'm actually going to read it again, and it is in a reverse, so we're going to check that out too. So let's see, what was it, 50, 58? Yeah. The path of adaptability. Change the suit of the environment. The need to take a firm position. Start being fickle. In reverse. Everybody is so sure what twin flame means and what that looks like that we're not able to adapt. It's time to take a look at your adaptability. It's time to be fickle. It's time to stand your ground. It's time to say, nope, this is what it is. We really are changing as a planet. We really are already in 4D. We already, Earth is changing, and so are the people on it. Like, not only are we changing emotionally and spiritually, but like literally our DNA is waking up. Like literally all that junk DNA that we had is now waking up. That other 90% of the brain, we use 10% of the brain, 90% of the brain, that's all waking up. It's like taking a time-release medication. It's time. So please, stand up. If this resonates with you, push like. If you need more clarity, I'm not doing personal readings until probably July, but go ahead and put it in the personal columns. I'll figure out how to do YouTube and get all that information on there. I've never really been the one to say, push like me and friend me or you know, comment and all of that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to get the information out there. And if you really are resonating with actually trying to not be fickle, to not play any more games with this, if you really want to know, you're really being called. Open your heart and check it out. I might not be as mellow as everybody else, or like, you know, because I'm seeing this as an emergency. It's time for us to go. So I guess I'm calling up the fire alarms a little bit harder than everybody else is. But it is what it is. So I hope that you resonate with this, and I guess, you know, like me or put comments in or whatever it is that you need to do. I am on Facebook under Sina Anshar, Twin Flame Consciousness under, or Twin Flame Consciousness for twins in 3D union. The 4 is a number, 4 twins in 3D union. I do readings. I'm booked until July. I'm fairly new on YouTube, so I guess you can take advantage of that if you can. And most of my readings cost probably around $11. So between $9 and $11. So with that being said, you know, may unconditional love be with you. And may ascension be with you. With compassion, empathy, come from a place of love. And always question, what don't you know that you know?